On my first day of the Artist's Way, when I sat down to do my morning pages, I also set a timer. I wanted to know how long it would take my brain to come up with approximately 800 words without trying too hard so early in the morning. With no interruptions, I wrote my first entry and clocked it at about 24 minutes. That's not too bad. Granted, I can lose a whole 3 hours in the blink of an eye on TikTok. This is what I remind myself on the days that I don't feel like writing. I can do anything for 20 minutes. Sitting with my mind and releasing my thoughts onto paper that hold them so snugly and safe has proven to be a good use of my time and a perfect way to start the day. Week 3 was all about reclaiming a sense of power. I was actually really shocked at how eerily relatable my career is to some of the things that the author brings up about how God plays a role in us living our dreams. And essentially, you need to take the first step and commit fully to the goal or the task or the dream at hand in order to start seeing the miraculous doors start to open up before you. And she kind of describes how, you could call it luck, you could call it coincidence, there's a lot of different ways to put it, and simply it's just the way you magnetize your dreams towards you when you really start to walk the path you need to get to that dream. It's really, really interesting to me. And some of the things that were spot on was there's one part, it says, if you ask an artist how he got where he is, he will not describe breaking in, but instead will talk of a series of lucky breaks, 1,000 unseen helping hands. I thought that quote was so spot on because that is my story as well. And I'm not going to give that long drawn out story right now, but I will link some podcast interviews in the description where I do tell my career story. But yeah, I just thought that was really kind of eerily close to me. And then directly after that, it talks about essentially there are art elders that will bestow gifts to younger artists for seemingly no reason or for the love of creativity and just continuing the keeping the passion of art alive. And that has also happened to me as well. More than once, I have been blessed in different ways by art elders that I have met along my journey, through art school and my art career so far. And it's just so affirming when you meet someone and they bestow wisdom or like give you materials or just whatever. Like, it's just so cool. And I feel excited to one day be an art elder. I want to keep that passion alive as well. And yeah, I just really enjoyed that part of the week 3 segment. Happy Friday. Today I am going to go on my artist date. I had the forethought to look at some estate sales, and there are actually some that I want to go to. One, I think, will have some knitting stuff like yarn and notions, and there's some that has some cool garage things, some cool gardening things. So let's see what we can see. This is like day 2 or day 1 of a lot of these sales. One of the one house that is day 1 and there's a pool table there. I can only imagine the line that was there this morning, because I would get there easily 2 hours early if I wanted a pool table. It looks in good condition too, so that's just me. But yeah, I'm not like pining for anything, but I needed something to do for my artist date this week, and luckily there were sales that have things. I check the website pretty often and I'm often let down. But this week I wasn't. I was like, ooh, okay. And they're all like generally in the same area, and that is definitely a bonus because Colorado is vast, big. Denver and the like surrounding area is big. So yeah, let's go rummage around in people's things today. I just arrived at the first house. It was further away than I realized, but it's fine. Now that I am an audiobook girly, long drives are not that painful anymore. I am excited because this is the yarn house, so we'll see, and like sewing stuff, so we'll see what type of little goodies we can get. Alright, I'm out in the backyard. I was looking to see if they had outside stuff. Dude, why when I was at the like knitting needles table, this lady came up and like started cleaning out the yarn, bro. I was standing there, butt hurt, like, no. I should have went through the yarn basket first. Rookie mistakes. I saw this tool in the photographs online and I was hoping they still had it, and they do. It's great for aerating soil. I need one. Okay, first of all, I'm in the basement. The noise is crazy. But I can't believe that these boxes are still here. I saw them on the website and Jason wanted them for the garage for like random screw storage. I'm assuming it comes with all the stuff that's in there, which is kind of cool, but maybe not. So we may get rid of a lot of this stuff, but cool, I'm getting these. Oh, and today it's 50% off, so it'll be $10 and $7. That location was pretty good. I spent $75. I got what you saw in the wagon. Maybe I'll show you a little closer when we get home, give you like a little estate sale haul. But I guess I'm gonna go to the other addresses for the sake of the artist date, right? Like committing to perusing and rummaging today. So I'm gonna head to the next location, which is like a warehouse sale. And that one, no, wait, maybe I should go to I think I'm gonna go to this other one that has garden stuff. I think it's closer to where I am right now. I wrote garden stuff next to it, so we'll see what that means. And tying it back further to the sense of power, I felt like I pushed through a discipline kind of like barrier in week 3 because the morning pages did get a little bit harder in the sense of just like I didn't feel like doing them a lot of the days, and I did push through and do them instead of like going into my norm of just like jumping right into work or jumping right into whatever thing it is that I want to do instead. I just instead slowed down and gave myself that time to do my pages, and that I am really proud of. But yeah, week 3 was pretty good. Thumbs up, can't complain. And I was not really prepared for what I was going into for week 4. It's week 4 of the Artist's Way, and that means it's media deprivation week. No. Already, this is not my favorite. Like, I just ate lunch with like myself, my thoughts. I've been working all day in silence. I'm still on social media a little bit because I'm not fitting to not show up and do my job for a whole week, you know? So I'm still logging in the morning, doing my short form content posts, and then in the evening I log in for a little bit and I engage with whatever I need to engage with. Like if there's any comments or anything, I respond to comments, and then that's it. I'm not scrolling for my own enjoyment or rotting my brain or going down any rabbit holes on the internet. This week, I was like feeling all right that week 2 and week 3 like didn't feel super challenging for me. Like week 1 I thought was pretty heavy. Week 4 is like knockout, okay? Yeah, I'm curious to see what this week is gonna go like, because I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest. I did a little bit of like research before I like logged off. And I just wanted to see like how other people interpret what the limits are with this chapter, because it was written in the 90s where technology is obviously not the way, and this was the early 90s, the way what technology isn't the way it is now. Oh my god, can I speak? So in the first edition of the book, it's a reading deprivation week because you consumed a lot of your content and your media through reading back then. Now that said that out loud, that's probably why children can't read today. But nowadays we have so many more forms of absorbing content, and so, and just like general distractions. And so I'm seeing that it has been expanded to like gaming, podcast, TV, audiobooks, anything really that's like a screen or like consuming new content. And this essentially is supposed to give you more time for hobbies and self-reflection and, in my opinion, torture. But I don't know. We're gonna have to see, because I am already feeling it, and it hasn't even been one full day. And I'm already bored out of my mind. I was asking my husband, I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Like, the fact that I work from home, I'm at home all the time, I'm gonna have to find a reason to get up out the house outside of my artist date this week, because I think I'm going to go crazy if I just have to sit around here with like no media. During my research this morning, some of the blogs that I read from people who have done this were saying that like this was definitely their hardest week, and like most people don't succeed. I don't consider myself being someone who's gonna make it the full 7 days, because I really rely on entertainment to get through the day. Like, I really rely on it. Like, something has to be on in the background. I'm one of those people. Something has to be on in the background. Will I go crazy? I don't know. But I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna give it a try. 1 day is better than 0 days. 3 days is better than 0 days. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if I don't make it to the whole 7 days, any amount of days is gonna be better than no days. But I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best. I will say I've already, outside of my morning post, I've already like opened Instagram by accident, or like not even by accident, like subconsciously, easily like 3 or 4 times. Yep. Day one. So it's gonna be an interesting one. I'm very curious to see what tonight's gonna look like. Like, what do I do at nighttime? What do I do with my nighttime hours if I can't sit on the couch and watch TV with my husband? What do I do? Do I have to now isolate myself? Because like, what if you live with other people? Like, do you just have to isolate yourself? What does that look like? Do I ask him not to turn the TV on and we just play board games in silence? Like, no. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Cause I also want to like spend time with him, and how we spend time is in front of the TV. This is all important stuff I need to be unpacking in my morning pages. Okay? Because sometimes distractions, or we use as distractions, are bonding moments, and I'm gonna stand on that. Just saying. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. We'll see. I can't play games. Luckily, I'm working on a knit project right now, so I'm just gonna be able to really hyper focus on that. But even still, I can't listen to an audiobook while I do it. Oh God. I really don't want to do this. But the author does say the things that we resist are the things that we need the most. I can't argue with her. I really can't. Pray for me. Without the distraction of consuming media, I obviously found myself with a lot more time on my hands. But what I will say is that even with more time on my hands, I still didn't like knock out all of my to-do lists that I was making every day, and I didn't like all of a sudden transform into Superwoman. So I do want to make that a clear point, that I came to that realization, because maybe it's not the distractions so much as like 100% the reason why I don't get stuff done. More so, I may just be piling too much stuff on my plate to begin with, that one person can realistically do in a day. But anyway, I did find myself with more time to do my hobbies, and so I got a lot of my knit project done, and also my husband and I are working on a landscaping project right now, and so that took up a lot of my time this week too, which I was actually quite grateful for, because digging rocks and digging dirt is really laborious, and I really don't need any other distractions while I'm doing that. That in itself was a big enough mental and physical challenge. So yeah. And another thing is that I found myself getting better sleep, because I would knit at night, and once I got tired, I didn't have anything really like making me fight my sleep to stay up. I just like decided to go to bed instead of like trying to stay up to like finish the movie or finish the show that I'm watching. So that was definitely a plus, and I definitely want to pay more attention to my sleep cues and just listen to my body more in that way. Good morning. It is 8:30 a.m. on a Saturday, and I'm currently doing my media deprivation week as a part of the Artist's Way, and I'm deciding to make some art this morning. So let's make some art in complete silence. No socials, no music, no reading, no TV. It's been an interesting week, I'll tell you that. But it's almost done. I survived. I'm alive. And I've been kind of avoiding making art all week because I've been unsure as to if I would actually like it or not. But hey, you don't know until you try. A distraction-free art making session could probably do me some good. So I'm going to dive into my Peachtober prompt list. It's like the 25th or something like that of October. I've probably done like 10 entries this month. So I'm gonna spend a few hours today making some more. And yeah, I'm going to a Halloween party later, so I'm just gonna paint until I'm ready to finish and get ready for that. So yeah. It's gonna be a quiet one. Let's get into it. I do have a confession to make. I was not completely perfect throughout this week. Just the night prior to this day, I had gotten on social media for a little bit and even watched a few YouTube videos. And that was because it was my first night home alone, and that was way harder than I was expecting it to be. It was just so unnecessarily quiet in my house. And after hours of knitting in silence, I just caved and did some scrolling, which honestly was really not even that fulfilling. And it reminded me how I feel so much guilt around wasting time on socials. And I find myself getting mad at myself for slipping back into those unwanted habits so easily. And it reminded me of this quote from week 3 that says, "Anger is not the action itself, it is action's invitation." And I do accept that challenge in taking this frustration and anger that I feel with wasting my time doom scrolling and putting it into using that time for things that I really want to do. And that's kind of what week 4 is all about, like rediscovering what you would do with this time that you've been allotting just to like consume content from other places. And so, yeah, I just found that really interesting. And I am moving forward with this new mindset and definitely going to be more intentional about when I'm picking up my phone, how much time I'm spending on it, because this week really taught me that I can actually get a lot more done. Maybe not as much as I would like to, because I really have unrealistic expectations, but the time could be better spent. All right, check, check. Good morning, friends. It is the next morning, Sunday. I am using my phone mic this morning because it's a mellow, slow, early morning for me. And I want to finish the pixel painting that I started yesterday and just stopped abruptly because I decided to go work on the landscaping project that my husband and I are currently tackling in my front yard. And it is quite the doozy. We've been working on it almost every day this week, and that has been quite the nice distraction during the media deprivation week. And I'm definitely grateful for it because it has taken up hours of time, lots of shoveling. So I'm quite sore, and yeah, I'm at my desk in my pajamas still, and I don't have that much left to do on the painting, but I thought I would talk through kind of my thoughts about how this week has gone, okay? Because I'm actually shocked that it's Sunday now. It definitely dragged by, and I would say nighttime was harder than daytime, because at night you have less tasks to do. At least I feel like that's how I like to have it. Like, I don't necessarily look at nighttime as a time for productivity. And I know some people do. Like, you're either a morning person or an evening person, right? For me, mornings are like when the sun is up, I am moving. When the sun is down, I am not. And so filling my time was hard. And luckily I have that knit project that I was working on, but outside of knitting, like when I would take a break, because my hands, like I would go for such long periods, my hands were getting so sore, and I would take a break only to just sit there in complete silence. I just realized I didn't put any paint on the palette. But yeah, I would just sit there in silence, and I'm just like, all right. And I didn't like veer off anywhere crazy this week, right? And I actually wrote a note to myself here. My mind is not a scary place. Did I think I thought that. I, I think I actually thought that. Like, that it would be scary to spend time with my mind alone in silence. Again, nighttime was always hardest, specifically Friday night, because Friday night was the only night that I was home alone. And being home alone just hit completely different. That was the night that I ended up just getting on socials and scrolling on socials for a little bit. Like, that was the night where I broke it a little bit, because like, oh man, it was just really awkward and hard to do, because it was so freaking quiet. And even Lilo was just like so jumpy. She kept doing all of this and listening to stuff, because we can hear people going about their day outside, like our neighbors and stuff. Car doors closing, stuff like that, she's reacting to. Even I felt like she was weirded out, like, girl, why are we sitting here in silence? Like, are you okay? She was probably like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? You want to tell me something? But it was overall chiller than I thought it would be. And I was surprised by that. I definitely had the days where I was like, well, no, I think I had multiple emotions in each day. Like, I would go between feeling really immature about it and just being like, this is dumb. This is dumb. Why am I doing this? Like, this task would be made more enjoyable if I could watch a YouTube video while I do it. And then I would go between like kind of giving in and settling into essentially the silence of it all. Just kind of like easing my mind into that, kind of like a meditation. And that was, it was like, it helped, but like it didn't feel authentic at first. But I told myself if I try to give in, maybe it'll feel better. That's better. Okay. I want to change the color of the background. It's like a little too dark, I think. Ooh, actually, maybe it's not. Maybe I hate what I just tried. But last night, I went to that Halloween party, and I was chatting with my friend who's also an artist, and I was telling her that, oh, not me burping, excuse me. I was telling her that I didn't think that multitasking was a bad thing until this week. I thought multitasking was a skill, and I think I realized this week that multitasking is actually not my forte. Look at right now. I can't even paint and talk to you at the same time like this. I thought I could. I thought that I could. I will just chat and paint afterwards maybe and overlay. But yeah, I thought that multitasking was a skill, and I'm realizing for me it's not. I am not performing at my best when I'm forcing my brain to do more than one thing at a time. And that may seem so obvious. I came to the conclusion on my own. Leave me alone. But I think that anything that, I don't know, anything that feels better, you should try it more often. Even if it goes against everything that you've been doing for a really long time. And I know that can be hard to do, because I struggle with that. But I'm trying to, you know, show up better for myself and do better. And I think that this week was overall good. It was overall good. It was bizarre. It was extremely bizarre, but it was good. Like, I already knew that I was very dependent on media throughout my life, like my day-to-day life. But I think moving forward, I see areas where I actually enjoyed it more in silence. Things like, I was shocked at like making art in silence is not the worst. I actually really enjoy it. Do I enjoy it more than with music? No. But will I do it again? Yes. It's not gonna be like, I only make art in silence now. Like, no. But I am open to making art in silence in those moments where I feel like I need it. But like, sometimes silence is just better. And I had never given that an option with art making, and I'm a fan. I actually would recommend. I'm not gonna say 10 out of 10 recommend because it may not be for everybody. I would say try it. Don't knock it till you try it, okay? Yeah. That was a nice revelation that I had. Other things I learned about myself in my creative process these last 2 weeks. I don't remember which week it was. It was an earlier week where the author suggests that you pay attention to the artist brain activities that are helping you like get inspiration and like random ideas come to your head, like when you do these like repetitive monotonous tasks. And I learned about myself that while I am doing the dishes, while I am reading, and while I am knitting, and I literally have been writing them down in my bullet journal. But those were 3 that I have noticed over these last few weeks where I have just had random sparks of inspiration and ideas about a variety of things. Just while I'm doing this, like these monotonous tasks. And so not me being excited about like doing the dishes, like doing the dishes, okay, will accept you more. Like, because that actually happened more than once in these last few weeks where I have gotten ideas while doing the dishes. Very random. Very, very random. And yeah, I've already touched on morning pages. We're a fan now. At this point, you know, for 27 days in, my goal, I guess, not my goal, but like my checkpoint for consistency is going to be 66 days. Now that I have seen that like statistic that like 66 days builds a habit, it already feels like a habit now that I'm after 21 days, because that's like another number the internet tells you is a habit building check mark. But 66 apparently is like a more accurate one. I don't know who makes this stuff up, but I think it will be interesting to see how I'm feeling. Overall, it's been pretty good. Pretty good. I can't complain. I am still putting my whole self into this experience, and I'm proud of me for that. Okay. not the little bang bob situation. But yeah, I'm proud of me for that. And yeah. nothing else. But yeah. Okay, so the painting is finished. We added the final details. I think it looks pretty cute. I don't know if it completely reads pixel, but we're gonna go with it. And then the other one, apricot. Very juicy. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know what your thoughts are about the artist way. Could you go a whole week without consuming any media? Yeah, what a interesting experiment. Yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. I am going to be doing my artist date tonight. I'm gonna grab my art books from my bookshelf that I have had for years and literally have never opened. And I'm going to go sit outside and look through them and sketch and get inspired. Yeah, they say not to save your artist date for the last day, but since mine specifically had to do with reading, I thought I would save it for the last day. So yeah, we're onward and upward, friends. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.